doubtful that you're natural.
We'll see.
So, there has been a bit of controversy around a certain influencer known as Hussein Farhat. Now, I'm only going to talk from my perspective on this whole viewpoint. And if you have your own opinion, please put in the comments. I mean, I always like seeing what people have to say. So, I will start off with introducing you to Hussein. Hussein Farhat is a Canadian influencer. He's got a very good physique, as you can tell, which he used to look like this. So people have been questioning if he is unnatural. I mean, there's been many in the past, like Jeff Side, David Lade. They've all had their own set of controversies. I mean, even Lex Little to some point. So when it comes to natural, bodybuilding and everything, people always like to question if the person is actually natural. Because, back in the day, there used to be a lot of fake naturals, and there still are today. So, Mike O'Hearn, if you're watching this, please sponsor me. I believe you're 100% natural. I think you're God's gift to the world. And honestly, you're just a mutant alien, and you're like the new Jesus. So please sponsor me. But anyway, less of me sucking off Mike O'Hearn. We're going to go to Hussein Farhat. So Hussein has been training 2 years plus. So I think he's been training almost 3 now, as the time of recording this video. The guy gained from 2 years. So this is the 2-year gap between him looking like a twig to what he looks like in most images. In 2 years, he gained 60 pounds. So 60 pounds, and people argued that he gotten leaner, which I can definitely see he's gotten leaner. But you see, the thing is, when it comes to bulking and cutting, I think he's mainly gone on the, bulking and cutting thing. Because he said it in multiple videos, even in Greg's video, where he's bulked and cut. So, for those that do not know, bulking is where you eat a load of shit and you try and build muscle. Cutting's where you just try and see your muscle because you got a bit too much of a beer belly and now you feel like you're a fat fuck, so you have to go on the treadmill so much. And then you really hate yourself, and then you go back on a bulk again because you feel like you're too skinny, and it's a whole cycle. But when it comes to Hussein, I will put my opinion out there and say I think he is natural. Now hold on, before you literally try and attack me with all your torches and dildos and try and say, this guy's not natural, look at him, look how he's built and all this. I agree, he looks pretty good, but I will say this with a lot of respect for him, but have you seen this image? This image right here doesn't yell out to me that he's unnatural. Standing relaxed, doing nothing. Bearing in mind, in most of his photos, he's flexing. That is a thing. So in this image right here, he does not look, crazy. He looks like a guy who's very much an elite stage of his lifting. But it does not scream out to me that he's injecting into his arse. So I'll just state this. What would he look like without the proper lighting, filters, and camera angles and camera? So when I try and explain that, may I say, a lot of your favourite influencers, no matter if they're man, woman, circle, who gives, they all use angles. So I want to make my arse look absolutely ginormous, even though it is already ginormous, you would put it very close to the rear end, and give it a fisheye lens, which is what makes a closer object a lot bigger. Now, with certain influencers and certain people, they like to, film the upper body like that, and then it makes the whole clavicles look a lot wider. Now, from most of Hussein's, videos and stuff, it is mainly at a very, how do I say this? It's very much here. Like it's almost neck mouth level. So it's pretty much an optimal like V-taper angle really. As well, as I like to point out, the lighting. Lighting is very important when it comes to wanting to look good. I mean, if you were to see me now and then see me pumped up as well as with some good lighting, I'd look completely different. I look flat probably here because the lighting's shit and I just have my window open here. But when there's like light coming down and then it's just like, showing all my muscles and I've got a good pump on, of course I'm going to look 10 times better because the lighting and the circumstances have changed. It's what happens in modeling and everything, Hell, even like the bodybuilders of the past, like Ronnie, Phil Heath, in those photos, they've got a pump and they've got good lighting and also filter, which is what I'm going on to next. So, filters is what I like to say about, a lot of things. When you look on social media, the highly likely chance people have put filters on is extremely high. Because even if you don't notice it, like even if it's slight bit of shading, like a bit of a darkness or, brightness, that's typically filters. It's like video and, photo editing to the point where it makes things look better than they actually are. So if you were to see like an Instagram model in real life, you'd probably think, who the fuck's that? Compared to the person that you see on the video or whatever. Like, I'm pretty sure Hussein looks very different in real life than he does to online. So, may I say, the filter does really, like the contrast, the brightness, everything really does equate. Like, I use it in my videos. Like, because I'm so fucking pale, like, honestly, if you were to shine a light at me, I would reflect it back. That's how white I am. I tend to put a darkness filter on my videos so I look a lot better and more appealing. Hell, even on my, if you go back to some of my videos, I have like a filter on my thumbnails and everything because I look better in those because I'm not tan, I'm not in great lighting. I do these things to make it look better. Now, that's just because of me. But now on to the 60 pounds equation, because people are like, oh, 60 pounds is incredible. It is. Like, not many people can gain 60 pounds in 2 years, other than some fat people, but we're not talking about gaining fat, we're talking about gaining muscle here. So, when it comes to gaining 60 pounds, I think in that equation also comes to water and fat, because I found through my own lifting journey, I have personally gained more than 25 kilos in my whole lifting. So I think that's 55 pounds plus. So I used to look like this. Now I look like this. And that's all in basically the same time frame. I've been lifting now for 2.5 years. So properly lifting, I used to go to the gym before, but that was for my, taekwondo and, kickboxing, which I only trained legs and did my cardio. Literally all I did. Because I wanted a stronger kick so I can knock people out. As well as I did some pushing movements, but they were power movements. I didn't really gain much from that. But with that, it did help in the terms of introducing myself to the gym. So with that, it just moved. So I'm not saying there is 100% accuracy. He is natural. I'm not really bothered if he's unnatural because I don't particularly watch him. I'll just be honest with that. I just don't like it when people say, this guy's unnatural because I can't obtain that. which it's understandable. You want to, have a realistic, set point. But what people don't understand is how much you can achieve in 2 years. Like, I personally believe, people may disagree with me, but I think people can achieve a lot more if they put their mind to it. Like, I never knew from looking like a twig to looking like the way I do now, I'd ever look like this. I look back at my old photos and I just go, whoa. I used to look like a fucking twig. Most of the shirts I used to have when I was a twig no longer fit me. They're just regular size. Because I used to wear a lot of oversized stuff because I was very insecure about my body, because I was like, I'm skinny, I'm fat. I had that whole process going on when I was 16, 17, which is what I was in that picture. And through the gym, I managed to, build myself up and everything. But I did my own research. On, nutrition, training styles. And I've gone with more of a power building, training regiment. Like, I lift heavy and then I, do the rest of the stuff that builds muscle. I go to failure. So in regards to that, I think people are just not, willing to take that amount. Like, I get it. It's hard. But for me, I've enjoyed the journey and I wish I could do it again. So it's just like a separation of, what you want out of it and what you're capable of doing. Because the very thing that's stopping you from looking better is your mind. Because if you're not willing to do something because you're like, oh, I just don't like the movement or something like that, find a replacement. Like, I used to completely avoid triceps. I'll admit. I avoided triceps for probably a year into my lifting journey, and they've only just come up now. That's my own stupidity, but when it comes to training and everything, you can get a good physique. I don't care what people say. Oh, your physique's mid, bro. Your physique's mid. If you even have a semblance of muscle and you're slightly lean, 15% and below, you are not mid in this world. Every time I go out, I live near probably... I live in the north of the UK, so it's like there's loads of cities, just like a belt of them. So there's like Liverpool, Manchester, Leeds, Wakefield, Newcastle, a belt of fucking cities, and Hull, and that kind of area. I live in that section, and I have never really seen a person that, I can literally go, whoa, that guy's massive. If you, train and you look good, like most naturals look shit with a shirt on, like I look shit with a shirt on. So I don't like it when people think, oh yeah, I have a mid physique. You probably have a better physique than you think. Like, I released a short of me saying I have a mid physique nowadays, and people were like, oh, mid, what are you talking about? Which I really do appreciate if you're watching and you watched that and you commented. So thank you very much. But yet again, just think you might be, able to achieve Hussein's physique, somewhat near, because the thing you gotta understand, you don't have Hussein's genetics. No one's genetically similar. Like, no one in this world has the same genetics as me. No one has the same genetics as fucking Francis Ngannou, which I'm pretty sure a lot of people would, think, whoa. But It's all down to you, because what makes a good physique is what you think. So just think about that. And if Hussein is unnatural, then he's unnatural. Like, there's this 18-year-old kid that trained with Larry. I'll put a picture up here of him. Me personally, do I think he's natural? No. But I'd like to be proven wrong, and I'd be like, yeah. Because the only thing that's a difference between Hussein and this kid, even though he's like 1 year younger than me, is that the difference is there's something off-putting about their, I wouldn't say appearance, you know, just like there's something off-putting about their physique. Like something extremely off-putting. It's like weird. It doesn't look real. It looks photoshopped. Which you can tell with loads of bodybuilders that are natural. You can just tell they look bubbly, which is what his arms are, this 18-year-old lad. His arms are bubbly. He even describes it as himself, which I think is a bit of a clear indication of steroid abuse. Now that can be, you know, other people may have a different opinion on this kid, but I don't typically think he is. So, I mean, he almost has the same measurements as Larry Wheels. And bro's a fucking IFBB pro, so yeah, look, it's a bit, you know, and if you see Hussein next to Larry, you'll probably think, yeah, the guy's probably natural, because Hussein doesn't have like crazy, like, you know, when it comes to measurements, he looks crazy because of his whole structure. Like, he's got the V-taper, he's got the arms, he hasn't got the legs, but, you know, he's getting there. So I think when it comes to things like this, just take it with a grain of salt, and just, you can achieve a lot more than you think. Just take that from me, because I managed to gain 55 pounds, which is only like 5 pounds below Hussein. And I think I started off at a pretty much worse point than Hussein. Like, I was a twig. I have no like body pictures of myself, but I was a fucking twig. And I managed to gain so much, you know. And it's honestly helped my life, doing all the gym and everything. So if you're not doing the gym, I'd highly recommend it. Just know you may have a caffeine addiction and body dysmorphia down the line, but that comes with a challenge, and challenges make you stronger. But anyway, I will be going on to the rest of my video. So I will be training. It's week 3 for me. So I have 4 weeks in a block. It's week 3. I'm training up to a double. So a double meaning 2 reps. And currently today it'll be squat that I will be doing doubles. I won't be doing bench doubles. I'm just doing bench because my shoulder's bad, and I like to keep my shoulder, you know, moving, because I don't want it to lock up or anything. So yeah, and it's also basically chest and triceps as well. So squat, bench, chest and triceps. So if you want to stick around for that, you're more than happy to. Please do. I mean, I'll pause at the end. I probably won't look as good as some of my you know, images and everything, but other than that, I'll get on with the rest of my video. Hope you enjoyed this segment, and like and subscribe if you very much like to. So enjoy the rest of the video. So starting off week 3 with 2 just a bit casual as it is, but yeah, when it comes to squat, I felt like this was a bit harder than it needed to be. So I'll have to just see next week when it comes to putting on 210. So it'll all depend on that. So I'll just have to keep an eye out for it, because I don't think I had enough food today. So in the grand scheme of it, just need to focus on, you know, filling up myself properly.
and yeah, just you know, getting the right nutrients in, getting all those carbs, you know, all the energy that I really need, because really I think that's what I'm lacking today, you know, purely because I just felt weaker than usual, and I feel like if I ate a bit more carbs or stuff, I'd have been a lot stronger today. But I can definitely say 117 moved better than 200s, to be honest. But yet again, still something I need to work on, because I don't know what's happened with it. But yeah, just probably need to fuel up weight a bit more before going for my major compound and everything. So yeah, that's really it for squat. Now on to some bench. Now with a fucked up shoulder, I think what is it? 112 and a half is pretty decent. But yeah, especially when I haven't been benching properly for a long time, it moved quite easy, to be honest. And you can only see like a jolt of me like posturing up and almost like kicking up. But my ass didn't leave the bench, so it's fine. And then moved to 100. Pretty much the same story. Just feels a slight bit more difficult than it used to be, which is understandable because I haven't benched in a long time. But hopefully when I regain strength and, you know, my arm mobility, I'll be able to do a lot more and possibly gain a lot more strength and size. It's just like now, it's just need to keep an eye on it and everything. But definitely going to be pausing my benches, so it's more, you know, comp ready, shall we say. And yeah, now on some school crushes. No cable flies today because people were hogging them like no tomorrow. Literally, there was a gym couple that kept on touching each other and kissing each other, and it's like, bruh, keep that shit at home. But also another complaint I have to have is one of the gym bros did one of the greatest sins of all time. Bearing in mind, he met this girl just today and decided to not even help me during, you know, during my times of need. And this motherfucker just goes off with this girl that I just met today. The bro code. Bros before the hoes. But anyway, I have two guys that actually helped me. They're now bros, because at least they fucking helped me. Because I can't believe you're going off to another woman and not helping your bros. Who came first? The bro or the hoe? That's the question. But with this, yeah, just it felt pretty easy, to be honest, until the last set where you can see my arms just like slumping. So, yeah. But yeah, the bro that I'm talking of, I hope you're watching this, and I hope you hear this, that you're a massive hoe, a massive slag. How dare you? How dare you ruin my sets? I spotted you. How dare you? I spotted this guy today as well. Can't even return the favour because he's too distracted by some, you know, BTEC Punani. But anyway, less of that pussy hole. We're on to some tricep pushdowns, you know, for real men. I mean, it's all in good practice being a real man and actually spotting your bros and everything. But doing some tricep pushdowns definitely do amplify your masculinity. But yeah, these felt pretty good. Just did like a drop set after doing some heavy school crushes. And yeah, triceps were pretty pumped, pretty fatigued, they still are. So definitely doing their job. So overall the workout was pretty okay, other than that I didn't get any, you know, chest flies in. But with my gym it's basically a gamble if you can get them. But as you can see, worked out with the, you know, oversized shirt on, going through some poses, you know, showing off the shoulders that I didn't train today. Tricep looking pretty good, you know. Everything's looking fairly decent, just look very, very pale. But yeah, I can sort that out with some spray tan or whatever. But overall, workout was pretty good. Hope you enjoyed the first segment of the video, and if you enjoy this content, please like and subscribe. I really do appreciate it. But anyway, thank you very much, and I'll see you. Goodbye.